All right, guys, Abdullah Mason's in the building, and he's brought to you today by FanDuel. NFL Sundays move fast. One big play, and suddenly everything feels different. That's what makes live betting with FanDuel so exciting. You're not just watching the game, you're reacting to it in real time. With FanDuel, you can place bets as the action unfolds. Every drive, every momentum swing, and every highlight moment keeps you locked in. So, if you want to be right in the middle of the action this season, visit FanDuel.com and place your NFL live bets all season long. FanDuel, the game moves fast, so you can too. And we have a winning ticket today from Dustin West, who hit big on a 10-leg parlay, winning $1,872.35 in the, I think this was a Monday night game the other day.
Anthony, we have the champ with us here. Abdullah Mason is in studio. There is the championship belt in a suitcase. Abdullah, congratulations. Do you have to buy that suitcase, or do they provide it to you?
I'm sure that they give him the case there.
They gave you the case?
Yeah, they give you the case, man. This is hard earned right here.
This is unbelievable. The youngest champion in all of boxing right now.
Look at that thing.
Yes, sir.
Look at that.
This is actually the second championship belt we've had in the studio. We had The Miz, Cleveland's own The Miz, bring his World Tag Team Championship in. This is a little more hard-earned than a WWE belt.
It's the World Championship, man. Cleveland got a World Champion now, so, they got somebody to root for.
How does it feel?
It feels great. It feels great. It feels like I got Cleveland on my back. They've been supporting me and my brother since we were young, before we even started, officially boxing, we were hustling our father's, his products out his fragrance store, his incense and stuff like that on the corner. And, Cleveland always supporting us. They help us get to the championships and they buy stuff from us. But now that I'm a world champion, I feel like, that's one step further for not just me, but for Cleveland. And now I could, take that even a step further, have definitely some more, or at least have my first main event here in Cleveland or something like that, and be able to, have my brothers on the card.
20-0, youngest champion. I mean, it's an unbelievable accomplishment. Did you? I guess you always knew you could do it, but did you think you could do it this fast?
Yeah, absolutely. I felt like I could do it this fast, especially once we started, dialing in, and all my brothers, got into the sport with me.
Right.
And once we just started taking it serious, I'm like, yeah, I could take this pretty far, and I could see myself being a champion, whenever I'm prepared for that. And I saw myself being prepared around this time.
The fight went the distance.
Yeah.
Obviously, you haven't gone the distance very often. What was that like?
Yeah. It was different. This is my first time going past 6 rounds, period.
Yeah.
And to fight, that guy who was, he's arguably the sturdiest guy in the division, 12 rounds, and he's like a game dog, and coming forward all 12, still strong, still trying to hurt me from 1 to 12.
Yeah.
And for me to be in there, I knew I had to hurt him, and I did a few times. I heard him a few times when I, touched him to the body. I heard him grunt a few times, and he was still in there, and he, all 12 rounds. So, I just lived between that, what I seen inside of the ring, and then, listen to my corner. That got me through the whole fight.
You've been in, I think it's the third time you've been in studio now.
Something like that, yeah.
Every time you've come in, we're amazed that it's like, Abdullah fought yesterday. Looks like hasn't fought. I see a little something on the left eye. This is the first time we've seen you get basically touched since you've been in here, Abdullah.
Yeah.
I know it was a back and forth fight. Went the whole 12 rounds. Was there any point during that fight that he tagged you and you were like, okay, it's on. Like this is now I know exactly what I got to bring to bring home the world championship.
I would say this fight was mostly me knowing that he was going to be in there and I would have to keep him up off me. So it wasn't a specific punch that he hit me with, but I would say just him withstanding everything I threw at him. I'm knowing it's going to be a long night. Just me having to keep him off of me. Living between boxing him and then doing what my corner told me to make it that much easier. Yeah.
Let me ask you this. I mean, I'm fascinated by, the 12 rounds and being in that grind of physically probably exhausted.
Yeah.
And then you have to then have some sort of wits about you to understand what you're in with this battle mentally.
Yeah.
Like, how much are you able to even strategize at that point in terms of like how tired you are? You're in the 11th, 12th round and you're trying to also be like managing your fatigue and also understanding where I can hurt this guy while trying to protect yourself too. Like there's a million things. There's so much that I'm fascinated by.
You know, boxing is 100%. Well, I wouldn't say 100%. Maybe like 80-90% a mental sport. So when you training doing your training camp, it's all mental. You know, you gotta train yourself to be in shape first, and then while you're in shape, you gotta make sure you are training on all those things. You know, it's not just one thing you look at, and it's in real time as well. You know, you gotta make sure you're working on your time, your reflexes, and all that. But you know, I would say, you know, it's amazing for me to be doing that in my first 12 rounds. You know, going in that type of fight. You know, at this level, I would say if they was able to be doing it, you know, they would.
Right.
If they was able to do it.
There's a great quote, legendary quote by Tyson that says everyone's got to play until they're punched in the mouth, right? Or in the face or something like that. Getting punched, basically. When that happens, and I'm sure it's happened, and maybe it happened in this fight, what goes through your mind?
He doesn't get hit.
You've been boxing your whole life. I'm sure there's been a moment, and I'm saying you lost the fight, but at least you're like, maybe you get tagged or something. You're like, okay, we got to readjust or get your focus back.
Yeah, I mean, you just stay focused, man. You can't let that take you off your game plan. You know, it's always gonna be something coming at you, but as long as you know you're doing what you're doing, then you can get past all that.
You know, obviously, even though you're the champ now, I mean, you got a long career ahead of you. You're a young man. Do you think this fight, because you were pushed, because you went 12 rounds for the first time, was this like a bet? Do you think this is a benefit for you going forward? Because you're like, okay, I fought a hell of a fighter. He hung in there. I was the better fighter. I got it done, but he pushed me. Do you think that's good for you going forward?
Absolutely. I said in another interview before, this fight was something that showed you what makes a champion. You know, and me being a champion now, I could show what a champion is made of. You know, everything that goes into, the skill set. Me displaying the different things that I work on in training camp, and with me having a 12-round experience, I know I'm able to go through. I know there's nothing inside of the boxing ring that I can't push past. No opponent that I wouldn't be able to, strategize a game plan with my team, and that inshallah we'll be able to come out on top against anybody. And this was the first 12-rounder, and there's gonna be a lot more to come. So this definitely was a good experience, and like I said, that shows you what makes a champion. Everything that a champion needs, it shows you that I had that in the bag, and from here on out, it's just growth from here.
I know you train for more than 12 rounds. Like everyone trains beyond what the expectation is, but when you actually get into those championship rounds, the 10th, the 11th, 12th rounds that you hadn't been to yet, were you mentally and physically prepared for them, or was it different than what you expected when you actually got to that level? Yeah,
I was definitely prepared for them. When you mentally got to be prepared for more than 12 rounds. When you're inside of there, you got to think like you still, in the middle of the fight, like you still in the 6th, 7th round. And once you get to that 11th, 12th round, you got to think like you got 5 more rounds in you. Because, if he come out crazy, then, you got to come out with something even crazier than that. So, I say this fight kind of just showed the level that I was at. And nobody, I don't feel like anybody would have been able to beat him at that game. That's his thing. He fighting like that. He coming forward like that. And you got to hurt him if you want to make a statement.
When they raised your hand at the end.
Yeah.
I understand it was a unanimous decision, but you can see in the video, Sam thinks he kind of won. You're obviously jumping up and down. I think you knew you won. Yeah. They raise your hand, say new WBO lightweight champion from Cleveland, Ohio, Abdullah Mason. At that moment, what runs through your head?
I just felt like I brought it home. It was definitely a lot of hard work put into it, and just for my hand to be raised, that's another step forward. Yeah.
It's do you wear it? Like, do you walk around wearing it ever, or you got to keep it hidden?
No, I don't be wearing it like that. I just bring it, to for certain guys that want to see it, some family or something like that, or you all.
Yeah. It look. I mean, it's beautiful.
It's awesome.
It's really cool to see it in person.
Yeah, it's something to represent the sweat you put in, represent the hard work. Yeah. So
Can you personalize it? Is there anything, or you're not allowed to do that? How does that work?
No, well, actually, the organization personalizes its own title for you. So I got to get. Okay. I believe I do have to go get the personalized version or something like that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
It is pretty sweet.
This is my first one, so I'm still, you know.
Still learning the ropes?
Yeah, still learning the ropes.
That's right.
Abdullah,
First of many.
any other sports you played growing up?
No, there was no other sports I played growing up, but my father had my older brothers into like mixed martial arts and different things like that.
Okay.
And they'd teach it to me when I was younger, before I got into boxing.
Is there any sport out there that maybe it's who knows what it could be that would maybe translate the closest to boxing, like with something that has to do with footwork maybe or agility, or is there anything that comes to mind, or anything that you do to train that's not? It's another sport, maybe, for instance.
I mean, everything that I say could be a cheat code, so I ain't gonna say too much right now.
Fair enough.
Don't reveal the secrets.
Yeah, for sure.
What was it like?
But there's definitely, you know, you definitely got there's similarities in like every contact sport, you know, where you got to work on the same, you know, around the same different things.
What was it like fighting in Saudi Arabia? Like,
It was different.
I mean, it's such a different world, and the
Yeah,
time
yeah.
zone. Do you get out of your routine? Do you try to stick to your routine regardless of where you're fighting? Like,
Yeah.
how does that part work?
Yeah, no, that part we definitely had to manage the time zones. You know, our training times, and you know, I fought at 2 a.m. in Saudi time, so I had to, you know, work on that time for
That's
a little
late.
bit to get used to it. Yeah, that's real late. Yeah, even when I'm here, the latest I fought was probably around 11 p.m. or something like that.
Why are boxing matches always so late?
I hate
What?
that.
Pay-per-view, right? Isn't it?
Yeah,
I
but
think
why?
Yeah,
that was
but
pay-per-view,
people don't even stay up that late. I mean,
Yeah, let's have a nice 9 o'clock fight.
I would
right?
love that.
Prefer that.
The UFC is moving their pay-per-views up an hour so they can
Yeah.
try and get more East Coast
Yeah.
people to buy and stay up.
Yeah. What's it like having your family with you? Like, they've been with you, obviously your dad, your brothers. What's that like when you're celebrating with them after winning that championship, knowing they keep you grounded, they keep you, you know, humble? What's that like?
I would say I'm just grateful to have them with me along the journey. You know, it feels right. You know, with them being on my side, it's always been like this, and for me to be able to have it, it's definitely a factor to my success, and I could see that, you know, clear as day.
Right.
So, you know, I'm definitely grateful to have them beside me. You know, they all been growing with me. So, you know, I would say, you know, it feels like this is supposed to be like this.
Before the fight, before the
Yeah.
fight, we saw the Browns wish you good luck. I know the other teams in Cleveland, some famous Cleveland celebrities. In the aftermath of winning the World Championship, who's the coolest person or the most surprising person that's reached out to you and wished you congrats on an incredible accomplishment?
Man, I don't know. There's been a few. I mean, I can't give nobody off the top of my head for this fight specifically, but there's been a lot of support, you know, that I can say. There's been a lot of support, and, you know, it's been continuous support from whoever reached out. You know, they'll reach out again in my next fight and say, you know, wish you well, you know, keep doing your thing. So that's my thing, you know. I'm just glad to be able to have the support from whoever's reaching out, and that it's not just a one-time thing. They'll come back and say something again, or, you know, or I'll be able to reach out to them as well. You know, that's one thing about everybody who has been reaching out is, you know, I hope that they can all make my fight when I fight here at home.
Right.
You know, that's one big thing that I can't wait for. I feel like that'd be huge for Cleveland.
So is that something in the works right now? Or not quite yet?
That's something that's been in the talks.
Okay.
So, you know, it's a route to take. You know, there's a few different routes to take with winning this world championship.
Right.
It's a door opener for whatever we want to move, and that's one of the routes we could take. So we just taking it slow and figuring out the best thing. But that's something I'm definitely looking forward to.
Will you take more now that you're a champ? Will you take more time between fights now?
Well, you definitely got to move like a champion. So you got to, you know, do what's best for you and your team.
Right.
And make sure you're having the right fights. You know, you're a world champion now. You've earned it. And now it's a door opener, like I said. You know, there's a different routes we could take. You know, and on working your way up, you just eating. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And now, boom, I could take a little bit more time. And yeah.
Our executive producer texted us, and he's a big boxing fan, and he wanted to know if there is any plans for you to go after the WBC, WBA, and IBF lightweight belts now that you have the
that's
WBO.
another route we could take.
Okay.
Like I said, you know, this is just a door opener. So whatever we announce, you know, coming soon, you know, hopefully y'all all be pleased with it, just like I know I will.
Yeah.
You know, so you know, it's still a long road ahead. You know, a real long road ahead. So you know what, I'm just enjoying the journey along the way.
I know Mike asked you about celebrities before. Have you even whether it's this fight or along the way, have there been some former champs, whether your division or not, that you've spoken with that have helped you and given you advice or something?
Yeah, there's some former champs. One of them that everybody kind of kind of knows now. He has his podcast, Andre Ward. You know,
Sure.
and you got you know, I just did an interview with him and Roy Jones before this fight.
Okay.
Yeah, that was
How was
big
that?
one. It was cool. It was cool. You know, just knowing that these are fighters who's been through it before.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm gonna definitely reach out to them and, you know, see what else I could grab from them.
Did you have a favorite boxer growing up that you looked up to, or even
Growing
maybe an old timer too that you used to go back on YouTube and watch their fights?
Yeah. Growing up, we didn't used to watch boxing like that, but whenever we did, or like just coming into boxing, my father had us watching like the old fighters, Sugar Ray Robinson, Sugar Ray Leonard, and stuff like that, and that's who I'm used to watching.
Nice.
I got a dumb question and a serious question. Which one you want first?
I don't know. I might not answer them.
No. It's not that though. You guys have the motto of appetite for smoke.
Yeah.
And you guys have had that. We loved it when you told us last time. I see your brother's got the shirt on. You got the shirt on.
Yeah.
Now that you're the champ, does that appetite grow? Are you hungrier than ever now that you want the next best coming up to establish and confirm the fact that you're the best lightweight in the world?
Yeah, I would say now that I'm the champ, I know what it takes to get here. So now I could know how much more it takes to push past and to be even better and better. So I would say the appetite does grow, but it's a different type of appetite now.
All right, here's a dumb question. We were going through and cutting your highlights. Ant, will you play the 3 highlights back to back to back real quick? Just real quick. How do you go through the process of figuring out what you're going to wear on fight night? Because we have seen, well, no, some guys just wear regular shorts. In this most recent fight, you had the boxing shorts with the, I don't know what you call them, but the swaying things on the bottom. There's probably a body.
It's like the gladiator style.
The gladiator style,
yeah.
So what goes into the decision in how you're going to present yourself in the ring? Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that you? Is it the family? Is it the team?
It's me and the team.
Okay.
It's me and the team. So I would give ideas. Sometimes they'd be like, nah, you got to do it like this. Or, you know, they have to give an idea. I'd be like, yeah, man, I'm going to do that. I'm going to wear that. And then we got, you know, the lady who puts it together, Jasmine Renee. She puts our vision together. So we pretty much design it, and she kind of puts it together. And
can that hinder you at all? Can that hinder you at all in terms of your movement, having that?
No, it's so sway, right? There's no way it's getting.
No. I would say it just depends. It depends on the materials you use and all that.
That punch is filthy.
You definitely don't want to have nothing too heavy on.
So you're not going to pull a Deontay Wilder and walk out in 40-pound armor walking out.
That's funny. I was thinking that when I said that, because you definitely gotta have your legs in there.
It wasn't that dumb of a question. They actually got a real answer.
So it's a serious question.
Well, it was about the appetite for smoke, which he answered perfectly.
We got all the answers.
Yeah, we got all the answers.
Yeah. So, so the idea for the Cleveland, you have a ballpark of when that might happen, or can you not really say, or we're not sure yet?
There's a ballpark for what we're hoping.
Yeah.
But I don't really want to give nothing out, put nothing out, you know,
Right.
that I can't fulfill. So, you know, we're just waiting on the word for that. And hopefully it'll be soon. Hopefully it'll be next year. I've been saying that for a few years now, but hopefully it'll be 26.
Are there kids that have reached out to you that are interested in boxing, and that's, you know, you're an inspiration, I'm sure, to a lot of kids in Northeast Ohio.
Yeah, for sure.
Have you been around the kids and talked with them?
Yeah, for sure. You know, that's one thing you get, not just as a champion, but just as somebody, just period. You know, Wow's coming up, you know, turning professional. There's going to be a lot of that. So my thing is just to be a good example for them, you know, whenever they reach out or, you know, whatever they ask me. Because right now, you know, there's a lot we could do. There's only so much we could do being in the gym. All 5 brothers, all 5 of us professional.
Right.
And my thing right now is to just be a good example for them coming up, and for me to tell them to do the same thing, you know, be a good example for the ones, you know, that they know watching them, you know. But this fight definitely has put a spotlight on me because, you know, a few younger fighters who are also professional told me, like, you know, keep doing what you're doing. You leading the way for the rest of us or for the next generation upcoming. So, you know, it lets me know what my work is doing.
Part of the fight game is selling fights, right?
Yeah.
And there's a big theatrical part, and, you know, some of the best trash talkers in the history of the world have come from the combat sports. Floyd, Conor McGregor, and UFC, like all those. Now that you're in a position, not to call your own shots here, Abdullah, but as the champion and people are coming up trying to take your belt, you're such a humble guy. Do you ever see yourself playing into a little bit more of the theatrical side of selling a fight to make sure it's as big in numbers as you possibly can, or are you just going to stay and stick with the Abdullah Mason method that's got you to being the youngest world champion in the world right now?
Yeah, I mean, whatever it is, it's going to be original. You know, I got to keep it honest. You know, I can't force nothing that's not there. You know, so
be yourself.
Yeah. I got to keep it honest, man. Keep it original. Keep doing what I'm doing with the family, and whatever come out, it come out. You know, I don't want to.
I like that.
I don't want to try too hard. You know, you got certain people. And I wouldn't say just in boxing, but just period. You could tell when somebody trying kind of hard.
Oh yeah.
And it's not coming natural. It's not original, or it's not
Authentic.
Yeah, it's not authentic.
Yeah.
You know, or it could be fake or whatever the case may be. But whatever it is, you know, I'm definitely gonna keep it honest.
If you need a ghostwriter, me and Earl got you, buddy. If you need a ghostwriter for some jokes, me and Earl definitely got you.
Abdullah, how soon after the fight are you back in the gym working out?
Usually, I mean, it's kind of like however I feel. You know, I'm a pretty active fighter.
Yeah.
So it's usually never like over like a week. So, you know,
That's
within
crazy.
Yeah. But
What do you do after a fight to recover? I mean, I played football and it took days and to recover from a game, but we weren't taking blows to the face, body blow. I mean, you guys take a much bigger beating, especially a 12-round match. I'm sure. Like, does it take a few days to even like want to get out of bed?
I mean, that's one thing I would say. I like to sleep. I just like to sleep after my fight.
Your body needs that rest, man.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, especially going through those training camps, and not just physically, but mentally. You know, you're gonna be a little tired. So I like to sleep a little bit.
I'm disappointed you didn't ask this question already, Bull.
Yeah.
What's your go-to cheat meal after a fight?
Good question.
That's funny.
Thank you, because I know you were gonna ask it.
Yeah.
I know one of my brothers could probably tell y'all. You know, I got I got a cheat meal. Yeah, Cleveland restaurants. Yeah. Yeah, actually, I want y'all to recommend a place in Cleveland that got
A place in Cleveland?
Yeah.
Oh, this is Mr.
All right. Well,
Cleveland.
what's your favorite kind of food?
Here we go.
We got. You like?
We'll text you some
steak,
spots. Yeah.
barbecue, burgers,
barbecue
pizza.
for sure. I
Okay,
like,
barbecue. Have you been to Sweet Pork Wilson's?
We'll hook you up. We'll hook you up. Our guys at Sweet
We know
Pork
the
Wilson's
owners there.
are friends. They're probably watching. What up,
They're both-
Ramadi? What's up?
I'm telling you. Have any of you guys been there, Sweet Pork Wilson's?
No, we don't even eat pork, man. We just
Oh no, but they,
You
said Sweet
they have
Pork?
other things besides pork. Check it out.
we
It's
will.
on-
We will hook you up. I promise
Yeah,
you. You guys have done
Yeah.
a lot for us. We will hook you guys up with some
Absolutely.
good barbecue.
Yes, the owners are great guys.
I'm
and they'd
texting
be
them right
thrilled
now.
to have you guys in there. And they got steaks in there, burgers in there, all kinds of cool stuff that you will enjoy. But what about the night before the fight or the day of the fight? Like, what do you? Is there a certain food you got to eat to get yourself ready?
Yeah, definitely got to rehydrate right. You know,
Okay.
I've heard stories of fighters eating certain stuff and they didn't feel good on fight night. You know, some fighters eat a whole pizza. You know,
Jeez, the day of the fight?
the day before the fight. You know,
Oh,
after
okay.
weigh-ins.
You gotta
something like
carb up.
that. Yeah, but
How much weight do you have to
So
cut
do
for
you do
your
pasta?
uh-huh.
Pasta the day before the fight?
Yeah,
The
you eat pasta. You
Okay.
know, definitely want to keep it good and healthy though. You still want to feel good. You know, the job's not done after you cut weight.
Get back to this question.
Yeah,
go
How
ahead.
much you got?
How much did you cut? Because you fight at 136, right?
35.
135.
Yeah,
So
lightweight.
what,
35.
Yeah,
so
like
what are you walking?
What do you
What are you
weigh
walking
right
around
now?
today? Yeah,
right now. I haven't weighed since fight night. So
it's probably smart.
Estimate like 150, 145.
probably around there.
Okay.
Yeah, probably around there.
How difficult is the cutting process? Because I've seen enough documentaries that people swear it's the most miserable experience of their life.
I would say it's for any athlete, cutting weight isn't the funnest part for sure, but I would say it's as easy as you make it.
Okay.
You know, you do everything right. You as disciplined as you are, then it's gonna fall right in line with the times you gotta be on weight, and you're gonna be cool, and it's not gonna be too hard. You know, it's mainly mental. You know, because it's mainly like, you crave those certain foods. Then if you can mentally stay away from that, then you're gonna be good for real. But
So what
if
foods
not,
do you crave then?
they know I got a sweet tooth.
Okay,
My
it's
brothers
candy
know I
guy.
got a sweet tooth. Yeah, not exactly candy, but I like dessert and stuff like that.
The Mitchells?
After
cream,
this fight, I
baked
was
goods?
eating a whole bunch of cinnamon rolls.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that counts as a cheat meal. I mean,
Yeah, that counts.
So, so the what's next is still up in the air.
Mm-hmm.
When do you think you'll know? How long do you think it'll be before you know for sure what's next?
I'm not sure. I'm gonna just have to come with the news.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to throw it up.
We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Well, we're all thrilled for you. Obviously, it's awesome that you won. That belt is amazing. And thank you so much for coming into studio with us again.
Yeah, man.
It's
Cleveland
been
got a world
awesome.
champion now, so you know I'm
It's
excited.
amazing.
I'm excited for what's to come, man. We got and the new right here. I want y'all to grab y'all some merch. And
Yeah,
the new.
plug
Is
the
this on
site.
the website, yo?
What's the website?
So the website MasonBrothersBoxing.shop. So grab y'all and the new, you know, Abdullah Mason and the new world champion.
And our guys at Sweet Pork
yeah.
Wilson said you guys are welcome in whenever. So we'll
Okay, for
we'll
sure,
hook
yeah.
you guys
Thank
up.
you.
We'll make sure that happens.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm excited, man.
MasonBrothersBoxing.shop.
Yes, sir. MasonBrothersBoxing.shop.
.shop.
see it right
Everybody
there on the
check it
screen.
out. He's a great example for all the young people in town, and it's awesome.
The youngest
Congratulations.
world champion in boxing in the
That's
world right now
amazing.
is sitting with us in the UCSS studio.
It's
In Cleveland.
unbelievable.
In Cleveland, from
Congratulations.
Cleveland.
In Cleveland, son.
Congrats, man.
Yes, sir.